What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to talk about the most important division in the UFC right now, which is the lightweight division. Obviously, if you're living under a fucking rock, you don't know what everyone else knows, which is that Ilia Topuria has vacated the 145-pound title. We're getting Volk versus Blockhead Lopez for the belt, aka Volk's getting the belt back, boys. And Ilia Topuria has moved up to 155 to chase down Islam Makhachev. And I just gotta respect the pure hatred this man has for anyone that the fans fuck with. Like, I just love that Ilia Topuria is like, oh, people like Islam now? Yeah, I'm gonna KO this guy. So today, I'm going to be talking about how we get to the Ilia-Islam super fight, as well as every other division, every other big name in the division, excuse me, okay? Dude, I got a lot of cool fights to talk about, all right? First things first, we'll talk about Ilia in a second. Hey, listen, brother, I'm moving up to 155, brother. It is what it is. I feel so bad for Max because I really am excited, and I hope that the UFC makes Max versus Charles. But now all I can think about is how Ilia Topuria has pulled a move from his fan base and hit Max Holloway with the "we are moving up to 155." Like, why did this little fucker wait till Max goes, listen, dude, I'm moving up, you know, it is what it is, brother. Immediately jumps on the back. Hey, we are going to 155. So I feel for Max, but at the same time, he's still going to be a problem at 55. I think that this BMF fight against Charles Oliveira, hopefully on the same card as Ilia versus Islam, if that's what we can get straight away, would be absolutely fucking amazing. I think this is a very intriguing matchup, very winnable for Max Holloway in my opinion. But, you know, Charles Oliveira does deserve a big name, and I think Max versus Charles is a huge fight that we need at 155. Now, let's talk about Ilia Topuria, all right? Me, you, everybody, we want to see, unless you're a fucking nerd that's like,
actually, I want to see Evloev versus Ilia first.
Listen, bro, everyone with a fucking brain wants to see Ilia versus Islam next. I think Islam's going to avoid this fight a little bit. I don't think he's scared of Ilia Topuria. I think he beats Ilia Topuria, right? But I've seen a lot of comments from Islam Makhachev trying to avoid the, oh, Islam only fights 145, as Islam's never going to have a real title defense. Like, people are always going to say that regardless of what he does. So I don't like it, but I can understand why Islam is like, listen, dude, beat a real contender at 155, then I will fight you. So if we don't get Ilia versus Islam straight away, which is what I want, please make this fight, bro. Oh my God, please give me Ilia versus Poirier, because hear me out, dude. The biggest problem with Ilia fighting someone that isn't Islam is we might lose the super fight, right? I think Ilia beats most of these guys at 155, dude. Right? I think he beats Charles. I think Arman is a tough fight for him, but it's winnable. I think Poirier is actually a low-key tough matchup for him, but I do think he could win. I know that if Ilia wins, it's like he goes to war with Dustin Poirier for 2 rounds. Poirier's kind of clip farming on him, calf kicking him a little bit, and then Ilia chins him in round 3 or something like that. But think about the alternate timelines from this, all right? Pull a fucking Doctor Strange with me here, dude. If Ilia wins, it's probably by brutal KO inside 2 rounds. Therefore, he can talk shit to Islam and be like, listen, dude, I KO'd him so much easier than you did, right? Or perhaps even a better timeline. Dustin Poirier, coming off a loss, therefore he's legally not allowed to lose 2 fights in a row, beats Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria wakes up. Dustin Poirier is there. Listen, dude, you know, you're going to fight Islam next? You're going to be the pound for pound GOAT? Listen, kid, you're on the right track. Just not right now. This is my house. There's a difference between 45 and 55. You're looking at him, kid. Yeah, listen, maybe go back down to 45, dude. Like, please give me this salty Poirier win, bro. That would be so fucking good, dude. Even better if he jumps a Gilly, just chokes out Ilia. Listen, dude, there's levels to this shit, dude. Like, please let me get this salty Poirier masterclass. But regardless of the outcome, I think this is a fucking badass fight. Pay-per-view headline worthy. Yeah, if we're not getting Ilia versus Islam, please give me Ilia versus P-Head Poirier, dude. Now, rest of the division, the odd man out.
I think there's an odd man out here. It's Arman Tsarukyan. That's a real thing. And I bring you this. He needs a fight. He can't get the title shot straight away.
Arman Tsarukyan's fucked. Like, he literally has no pull. He's still trapped in Los Angeles. I don't know if anybody's told this guy that UFC 311 is over and he doesn't need to stay in Los Angeles. I swear to God, every time I look on this guy's Instagram, he's posting a fucking boba sponsorship in LA. Like, I don't know if this guy's trying to get ABGs or what, but this guy is stuck in LA. Arman Tsarukyan needs a fight. That's what I need to talk about, dude. I need to stop thinking about the ABGs, bro. But listen, hear me out. Justin Gaethje when he beats Dan Hooker. Let's do Arman versus Gaethje. Not a singular fucking soul walking the planet. I'm pretty sure even Gaethje's coaches, family, and friends don't want to see him fight Islam Makhachev. Neither do me or you. So why the fuck do I worry that when Gaethje beats Dan Hooker, that we will be seeing Gaethje versus Islam? It does worry me that it's possible. I'm hoping that now that Ilia's at 155, we don't have to, entertain this bullshit. So if Gaethje beats Hooker, which I think he's going to, let's do Gaethje versus Arman. Boom. Number one contendership. Sorted. That's it. Oh, that's it. It's done. It's over, Let's do Arman versus Gaethje, okay? Couple of other big fights in the top 10, and then I'll talk about some other guys, some top 15 guys, some unranked fights that I want to see. Next one's pretty obvious. I think we need Benny versus Moicano rebooked immediately. And you know what we really need from this? The UFC just announced Corey Nerdhagen will be fighting Davison Figueiredo in a 5-round main event. I think this is another 5-round main event. I'm okay with this being in the Apex if you put some cool fights underneath it. I would love to see this in front of a crowd. I think that would be a really electric fight. I think it's very winnable for Beneil Dariush, even more so over 5 rounds in my humble opinion. So I would hope that this gets rebooked for a main event of a fight night. Maybe they go to Brazil. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't really need to explain this to you. It was supposed to happen. It makes a lot of sense. It's a good test to see where Moicano really is in the division. And it will help us forget that this guy literally just fought for the belt and got absolutely fucking dunked on by Islam Makhachev, dude. All right. Last big name in the top 10 to talk about is obviously Dan. Boys, I love this shit. Hooker, bro. This guy's fucking clip farming in the car. I have a sneaking suspicion we're not going to get any clip farming from Dan Hooker against Gaethje. I don't think we're going to go to the corner against Gaethje and hear, boys, I love this shit. So, Dan Hooker, I don't think he's beating Justin Gaethje. I think he's going to still be a relatively big name at 155. I think Paddy Pimblett's going to beat Michael Chandler, and we should get Dan Hooker versus Paddy Pimblett. That's what I think, dude. All right? Nobody talks about it, lad. I'm going to fucking take a sloppy shit against Michael Chandler, lad. Seriously. You know what I mean, lad? And then, I'm going to beat Dan Hooker and probably fight fucking Oliveira. Know what I mean? Let's continue this Paddy Pimblett title run. You guys, let me let you in on a script that's being worked on right now at the UFC headquarters. Obviously, I have access to the writer's room. That's how I knew about JDM versus Bilal before most people on the internet. There is one big fight that we are currently working on right now at the UFC. International Fight Week 2026. I can confirm that lightweight champion Ilia Topuria will be defending his belt against Paddy Pimblett. That's gonna be a fucking thing, dude. I hope you guys know, and clip this, dude. I hope you know that Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria will be fighting for the lightweight belt next year. That will be fucking happening. I can feel it in my fucking bones, dude. I hope we get a tough season. But knowing the UFC, we're going to have Paddy versus Ilia in the works. And the tough season's going to be fucking Natalia Silva and Lupi Godinez. Or some bullshit like that. Regardless, I think Dan Hooker versus Paddy Pimblett's a fun fight. That's definitely a fight Hooker would say yes to relatively quickly after losing to Gaethje. And I think it makes a lot of sense, dude, okay? Now, let's talk about the rest of the top 15. Then I'll talk about some unranked guys that I want to see fight. Obviously, man, we got to talk about the GOAT, Mateus the Gamer Gamrot. He's on a little bit of a weird path right now because he did get robbed against Dan Hooker. I know I predicted that. I'm the best predictor on YouTube. Don't look up bedtime Bix, whatever you do. I knew that Dan Hooker was going to be able to rob Mateus Gamrot, but it hurts my heart to see this happen to the Gamer because he is actually one of the most underrated contenders. And I think that a fun fight that's winnable for him, but also is a good test for him. Let's do Grant Dawson versus Mateus Gamrot, aka Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira from Wish. Okay, dude? Let's do Gamer versus... What is Grant Dawson's nickname? KGD. What the fuck does that even mean? Regardless.
Islam Makhachev, I'm your replacement.
That's what we all know about the GOAT Grant Dawson. Genuinely, though, this would be a sick fight. I think the scrambles would be really cool. I think the striking exchanges would be kind of scrappy and kind of goofy. I think it'd be pretty entertaining. The pace would be insane. Like, this would be a really cool 5-round Apex main event. That kind of reminds me of what it would be like when we had Gamrot versus Arman Tsarukyan. I think this would be a similar kind of matchup. Yeah, I think this would be a really cool fight. So let's do Gamrot versus Grant Dawson as a main event of a fight night, okay? Another fight that we need to talk about at 155, Michael fucking Chandler, bro. Because, listen, do I think that 2 years ago Chandler catches a body against Paddy Pimblett? Yes. But right now, patient Paddy Pimblett, with his leg kicks at range, his oblique kicks, his body kicks, his nasty fucking jiu-jitsu that I've been telling you guys about for years, versus Michael Chandler trying to be patient. I don't know why this guy thinks all of a sudden he's been training with fucking Trevor Whitman or something, but this guy's pulling up his shorts, kind of feinting at range. It's just not what Chandler's good at. And I think if he rushes against Pimblett, he will get cracked. He will get his back taken. He will get out-grappled. So I do think Michael Chandler's going to lose to Paddy Pimblett. And obviously, we're not going to fucking cut Michael Chandler, send him back to Bellator. So I think a good fight for him would be Jalen Turner. I know Jalen Turner looks very unhappy in this image to see Michael Chandler across from him, because I know that Michael Chandler's going to get on the fucking press conference. Jalen Turner, you got to come back and fight somebody. Like, dude, the biggest thing with Chandler is I know the second this fucking guy wins a fight, right? He might beat Jalen Turner. I think he could beat Jalen Turner. Even if he loses to Jalen Turner, we throw him in there with Benoit Saint Denis. He wins that for sure, right? Doesn't matter who this guy fights. He's going to get on that fucking microphone. Conor McGregor, you got to come back. Like, I don't know when this shit's going to end, but yeah, Michael Chandler, best we can give you is Jalen Turner. Listen, you want to fight Conor? Yeah, listen, Conor's coming back fall of 2027, kid. Best we can do right now is Jalen Turner, all right? I think this is a cool matchup. I think there'd be a lot of funny memes about this. Very, very reasonable, very appropriate memes would be made about this. And I think this would be an exciting matchup, all jokes aside. Like, that's 100% finish rate Jalen Turner versus midget, muscle milk Michael Chandler. So I think this is a cool matchup, all right? Last couple of top 15 names to talk about. Then we'll get to the unranked lightweight fights that I really want to see. I just mentioned his name, Benoit Saint Denis, Benoit Saint Denis, as we like to call him around here. He just got booked against Joel Alvarez, so I just want to have a moment of silence right now, guys. Join me in this moment of silence. Lord, we just want to say goodbye to Benoit Saint Denis. We just want to say thank you for looking after him. Thank you for taking him to the other side peacefully. Let's hope that it's not via fucking flying knee. Let's hope that it's via submission. Thank you, Lord. Benoit's fucked. I don't know what to say, bro. Like, this is the type of fight where I genuinely feel bad for the guy. Like, look at his fucking Muppet head, bro. Look at this guy, man. This guy was a favorite against Dustin Poirier. And he's getting thrown in there with Joel Alvarez, fucking NBA bodybuild Joel Alvarez. 100% finish rate. This guy's inventing new ways to fucking hurt people in the UFC. I saw him do a flying guillotine, flying knee at the same time. I feel really bad for Benoit Saint Denis because this is not going to go good for him, dude. What does he actually do? Why is Benoit Saint Denis in the top 15? He cannot box. He has no head movement. He can't fucking take people down that aren't complete jobbers at 155. He has a good body kick. It's too slow. It got caught and dominated by Renato Moicano. RDA victim Renato Moicano dominated this guy and made it look like he went through a 10-round fight with Khabib. And this guy is ranked at 155. And people have the nerve to say 155. Dude, 155 is a murderer's row, man. You got to go through Benoit Saint Denis, man. It's fucking crazy, dude. I think Joel Alvarez is going to absolutely smoke this guy, all right? Last ranked fighter to talk about. Then we'll talk about the unranked fights. Honestly, my favorite type of fights is unranked lightweight fights and welterweight. Rafael Fiziev. Where is he? What is he doing? Where did he go? Why is this guy... I'm sure... I feel like there's got to be a secret fucking island off the coast of the Caribbean where it's just like Jack Hermanson, Paul Craig... Gunnar Nelson, Rafael Fiziev, just all those fighters who just disappear after they fight. The head coach is fucking Leon. Bro, that's 9 months since you fought, bro. You got to take another 10 months off, bro. I didn't come back, bro. Know what I mean? Like, honestly, bro, that's the truth, bro. Right? All these inactive fuckers who just disappear. The biggest culprit right now is Rafael Fiziev, ranked number 11, talking about, bro, I've asked for a fight in June and September and July. Bro, how hard is it to get a fight at 155? Let's just do fucking Rafael Fiziev versus Fares Ziam, bro. Fares Ziam's on a nice little win streak. You know, the guy beat Matt Frivola. Let's clap it up. The guy beat Matt Frivola. So, congratulations, brother. You get hair transplant Fiziev. I think it's time for Fiziev to fucking come out of cryostasis. Get off the island. Get back in the octagon. Let's get an Apex co-main event. Or maybe a pay-per-view prelim of Fiziev versus ZM. I think this is a very exciting matchup. I think this would be pretty cool to see as well. So, I think that's a good comeback fight for Fiziev. Like, it's winnable, but it's also a good test of, like, is he cooked? Is he washed? You know what I mean? Is ZM actually good? Like, this is a pretty good, like, test matchup for both of these guys, okay? Now, unranked lightweights. I'm going to go from my favorite to my least favorites, or, you know, these are all my favorites, but my most important to my least important, all right? First one that I want to see, Chase DuBronx versus Carlos Diego Ferreira, bro. Imagine the fucking scrambles in this, man. And I know that Chase Hooper's going to beat Jim Miller. He already beat him back in the fucking 2010s when he caught him with that calf slicer. So I would say that the Chase Oliveira title run needs to take a step up in competition once he beats Jim Miller at UFC 314. I know that this matchup looks like Scorpion versus Spider-Man, but I feel like Chase Hooper can definitely win this. Like, Diego Ferreira is like 40. He is good at scrambling, but he's a little bit small at 155. He's got a like wide frame, but he's not the biggest guy at 155. Chase Hooper's pretty fucking big, dude. His grappling is really, really high level, and I would love to see these two scramble against each other. I think this is winnable, but it's also a step up. This is a guy that was borderline top 15 for most of his career in the 155-pound division. Let's do Diego Ferreira versus Chase DuBronx Hooper, okay? Next guy I want to see, Nazim Sadikov. He got a great win over Ishmael Bonfim last weekend or this weekend, whatever way you want to describe that. Dude, Mateus Rebecki, Nazim Sadikov, you're fucking welcome. I'm a hardcore. Dude, don't ever call me a casual again when I'm making fights like this. People genuinely have the nerve to come to my fucking channel. I'm jumping up and down right now. And call me a casual. And say, oh, bedtime, dude, this matchmaking sucks. I made this fight. I conceived this with my brain. And you have the nerve to say anyone else is a better matchmaker. Fuck that. Dana, hire me, bro. I'm making fights like this off the dome. Rebecki Sadikov, Apex featured fight. You're welcome, okay? Speaking of which, another Apex Hall of Fame matchup right here. I'm doing my video on Apex Hall of Famers soon. I can't wait to see the left lane copy of it before I drop it. All right, man. Next Apex fight I want to see. Young versus old. Bro. Unk versus young individual right here. All right. Unk versus distinguished young gentleman right here. All right, man. Let's get Terrence McKinney in there versus MJ. This is a fucking badass fight. This means something to me, man. This means something to me, dude. There's something about a Terrence McKinney fight. There's something about MJ in red shorts pulling up. You genuinely have to flip a coin to decide if MJ KOs this fucking guy or gets slept out bad by McKinney. Either way, we will be there. This is an entertaining fight. You can put this on literally any card. People will be excited about it. The crowd will go crazy for it. Let's get McKinney versus MJ, dude. I think this is a sick fight, man. All right. Last fight I want to talk about. I got to go in my bag for this one. I got to just, flex the muscles. I'm going to show a little bit of favoritism to the hometown. Mate, Tom Nolan by fucking TKO. Let's go, baby. Tom Nolan, Mick oral by. Come on, man. This is what I do. This is what I do, man. I want to see this fight. I think this is a good step up for Tom Nolan. I think this would be an absolute fucking barn burner. There's no shame in if he goes out there and goes to war with Mick Orobai. If he goes out there and beats him, that's proved how much he's improved from his debut in the UFC. A couple of stumbles across the way in terms of his defense. He definitely looked way better against Vyacheslav Borshev. So I'm on the Tom Nolan train. I like the guy. He's he lives very close to me. His gym is near me. I don't want to get flying kneed out cold in the streets. I don't want to run into this guy and get guillotined out cold. So Tom Nolan will be winning the belt, guys, okay? I'm saying this by my own volition. I'm not scared at all, guys. I'm just saying Tom Nolan is the greatest UFC lightweight of all time. That's literally facts, okay? These are the lightweight fights that I think we need to see in 2025. Let me know down below, though. What fights do you think the lightweight division needs? I'm very excited about the future. Let me know what you guys think of these fights, what your predictions are, what your thoughts are. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the best matchmaker on YouTube right now. I'll do a recap video for UFC Seattle on the weekend when that comes out. But yeah, man, have a good day, guys. See you in the next video, man. Goodbye.